Wrestling 225 family. I'm Spencer alongside Landon, and we are getting you set for this Saturday night at the Columbia Expo Center in Columbia, Mississippi. It's our return to Mississippi as Pro Wrestling 225 presents Clash 2.
Finally, we return to Columbia, Mississippi. You guys always treat us so well. Pro Wrestling 225 is back for another clash.
And let me tell you, we have a huge card for you this Saturday night. And don't forget, doors open at 5 o'clock and bell time is 6. So make sure if you're getting on the road here from the 225 area, leave with enough time to get to the Columbia Expo Center, not just at 5 o'clock, but at 4:15, because Landon, myself, and Alexis Windsor will all be there outside for the pick'em show ahead of time when we will break the card down for you and give you our picks for who we think is going to win at Clash 2.
Man, the pick'em show has been so much fun. What a great addition to Pro Wrestling 225. And hey, Alexis Windsor is doing a great job on that. Me? Okay, you get out of here.
It's not my forte, as it seems, so maybe that will all change.
It could.
When we get back to Columbia. Like I said before, we've got a great card ahead after what an incredible show it was in Houma, Louisiana for Danger Zone.
Oh man, Danger Zone absolutely blew my mind. I thought for a second there was a new Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight champion. Alas.
Vladimir Koloff, that close in Houma, Louisiana, but thankfully Corey Constantine was able to prevail with the help from Cody King.
We've seen this over the last few shows, over the last few months. What are Cody King's actual intentions? I still have so many questions.
We will see the Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight champion in action in Columbia as Corey Constantine. Listen, I had a chance to meet with him after his match at Danger Zone, and one of the things that he made very clear was that his mind was still a little bit distracted from his attack that he received on the end of Ben Wood's boot, Mr. Reality, right? And so we thought we were going to see those two clash at Cruel Summer, but instead they're going to clash here in Columbia as Ben Woods is ready to take on Corey Constantine, but from the sounds of it, Ben Woods is not coming alone.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Corey Constantine, some memories just won't fade away. Nothing could be more typical than the excuses coming out of your mouth. It's not Mr. Reality's fault that you almost lost the 225 heavyweight championship. No, it's because you continue to focus your energy on all the wrong things. See, you should be cementing your legacy as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of this generation, and yet you're still trying to add notches below the belt line. Here we are manipulating poor Cody King to do your bidding because your ego is bigger than your actual talent. I figured when I left you laying back in June that you'd steer the course. It'd be a positive, uplifting motivation. But no, not you, Corey. You continue to disappoint. And here I am, once again, having to come beat some sense into you. September 17th, I will be in attendance, but I'm not coming alone. See, there's a long list of competitors chomping at the bit to knock you off that high horse you've been riding on for so long. So I suggest you trench back over all those bridges you burnt and find yourself somebody to watch your back. Clash 2, the teacher is going to teach you that final lesson. And it's going to be the most vicious reality check that you have ever received.
Ben Woods has been so cowardly after that attack, which was cowardly in the first place, on Corey Constantine. And, whoever he brings to the table, Corey Constantine is ready for revenge. He has been so focused on Ben Woods. I just don't see this going any other way than Corey Constantine getting his revenge at Clash.
It's going to be an exciting matchup, make no mistake about it. But if Ben Woods is coming with help, does that mean Corey is going to need a partner as well? And who does Corey have right now that can take his side with him against Mr. Reality and company? So I don't know. I think it's going to be a really, really interesting question to find out as we wait and see what happens at the Columbia Expo Center. Don't forget, doors open at 5. Showtime is at 6 o'clock. But you mentioned it, Landon. At Danger Zone, the bell rang, his hand was raised, and we had a new Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight champion in Vladimir Koloff. But we've heard from Russian Destruction since Danger Zone, and he is not happy.
A man's character is not defined in how they relish in victory, but how they handle defeat. Now, I've had the opportunity to try and wrap my head around what took place at Danger Zone. And I will have to admit, I will have to proclaim right now that I was not beaten! I was not defeated. You and your little fans 225 can go ahead and debate all you want about what took place prior to or what happened leading up to, but it does not matter because the bell rung! The bell rung! My arm was raised! That title! That Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight title was in my hands. Declared the winner. And never in my life have I witnessed what took place right after. Before I could process it, Corey Constantine, cheap shot after cheap shot. Somehow the match restarted. Somehow! Vladimir Koloff suddenly is not champion. Corey Constantine, you are no man. You are no man if you can sleep at night knowing that you robbed me. The injustice you pulled in Homa will not be tolerated, 'cause I stand here feet to the ground right now demanding another title shot! Michael White, you make this right. Vladimir Koloff versus Corey Constantine, heavyweight title on the line. I will get what is mine. I will get what was given, earned to me! I earned it! I won it! It was mine! Make this right, or hell will be paid.
Absolutely not. I mean, sort of the rug getting swept out from under him. He thought he was champion for a second, but obviously, if you don't win it right, did you really win it? The decision was reversed, match restarted. I totally respect the decision, but mark my words, one day in Pro Wrestling 225, Russian Destruction will reign supreme in Pro Wrestling 225.
A bold claim, especially while we have the amalgamation as Pro Wrestling 225 heavyweight champion, who is willing to do whatever it takes to stay on top of the mountain in Pro Wrestling 225. So very, very interesting words from Landon. Very interesting words from Vladimir Koloff as well that we've heard in the aftermath of Danger Zone. But it's not just the heavyweight champion that's going to be in action this Saturday night in Columbia, Mississippi, because, Landon, we have some incredible singles action as well. And one of the matches that will get you out of your seats in Columbia is Christian Blake, the game changer, going one-on-one with the cold-blooded Wes Warren.
Christian Blake, always an electric performer. I cannot wait to see him go one-on-one with Wes Warren, but this is not going to be the Wes Warren that you and I know. After we saw Wes Warren lose the SEC championship to Mustang Mike in the finals of the Mayor's Cup.
Cut the camera off, Spencer.
We saw a shift in the mind of the cold-blooded one.
Oh, absolutely. He is angrier, maybe, than he has ever been, which is a scary, scary thought, especially if you're Christian Blake, right? This is a Christian Blake, and we know it's been a crazy roller coaster of a year for Christian Blake. Obviously, with the Overboys no longer able to team thanks to Disobey and general manager Michael White in Pro Wrestling 225. But as a singles competitor, Christian Blake undefeated on the year with wins against Lucha LaCura, with wins against Damian Wayne. How about that triple threat victory at Danger Zone?
Incredible.
So the question remains, Landon. We've said it over and over again. What match is the one that elevates Christian Blake to the next level?
And if it's not a former SEC champion in Wes Warren, what could it possibly be?
This has Match of the Year written all over it. I'm telling you, get down to the Columbia Expo Center in Columbia, Mississippi this Saturday night, as doors will open at 5, pick show at 4:15, and of course bell time at 6, because when Blake and Warren clash, you don't want to miss it.
It's going to be a phenomenal show, top to bottom, but that's not all.
That's right, the other half of the former Overboys is in singles action as well, as Asian Cajun Jordan Ja is going to go one-on-one with the Iron Pitbull Antonio Bronson.
Man, how awesome has it been to watch Jordan Ja sort of blossom into this singles competitor in Pro Wrestling 225?
Oh, we knew when the Overboys were forced to split that it was going to leave some question marks. What would their single careers look like in Pro Wrestling 225? And each of them, Christian Blake and Jordan Ja, are coming into their own. But this time, Jordan Ja is looking to rebound after a disappointing defeat at the hands of Ryan Awesome at Danger Zone.
You know, and Ryan Awesome, a really incredible competitor, but going up against the relatively unknown to the Pro Wrestling 225 family, Antonio Bronson, this is going to be an interesting challenge for Jordan Ja. You and I, we've seen Antonio Bronson in action before. This guy is a heavy hitter, and he's going to be coming to make a statement win in his Pro Wrestling 225 debut.
It may be his debut in Pro Wrestling 225, but he swears that by the end of the night in Columbia, Mississippi, that Jordan Ja is going to know all about the Iron Pitbull. Also, in singles action here in Columbia, Mississippi on Saturday night, the leader of the Hey Nation, Chase Matthews, is going to go one-on-one with Dak Savage.
That's absolutely right. Chase Matthews is back in Pro Wrestling 225, and he is looking to build that momentum, get ready for a great match. The Hey Nation is going to be there in Columbia.
You know, Dak Savage does have his manager, Morrison Croft. He carries that book of chaos with him, right? Which the last thing Pro Wrestling 225 needs right now in a world where Michael White is the general manager is more chaos.
Saturday, September 17th, the Hey Nation invades my hometown, Columbia, Mississippi. This is my dirt. This is my soil. This is my home. You face the Dak Savage this Saturday. We are brought to Pro Wrestling 225 to do one thing, make an impact. Well, brother, I hate to tell you, it's not going to be personal. It's just chaos when you come to my hometown.
Chaos.
Well, I don't think it's any mistake that he's going to be there.
Exactly. So will the leader of the Hey Nation, after making his return to Pro Wrestling 225 this summer, will he get a statement victory this Saturday, or will chaos reign supreme in Columbia?
It'll be interesting to see.
But if you remember, at Danger Zone, Bad Business of the Crook Mob got a victory over Wild Thing, and chaos ensued, right? We saw Jordy Puhall, the former general manager of Pro Wrestling 225, come to the ring with a chair to try to save Wild Thing. And this time, in Mississippi, Wild Thing, Bad Business, 101 again, but this time, Landon, it's no disqualification.
Oh, man. You know, a no disqualification match totally flips the script on what we're going to expect. I mean, if Jordy Pujols shows up with that chair, it's going to be completely legal. And you know who I hope is at ringside for this match? I want you to be there, General Manager Michael White.
And that's what I'm talking about. These are the plans right here. This is all the plans that we need. Well, this is the yacht, but Anyway.
Oh, that's a guy. Oh, Benny.
Yeah, but that's right.
I'm gonna talk about how we bust up these Cajun outlaws.
I got another idea. How about we talk about how you bust up Wild Thing and Homer? Let's talk about that
Facts.
1, 2, 3. Let's talk about that boy who's on the ground pleading for his life. He almost made a mistake though. He almost touched it. But anyway.
Facts.
So I wanted to bring out here not only talk about the plans for what we're doing, but also for Columbia. This clown wanted a rematch, bro. He wanted a rematch against this man. Honestly, really? Look, bro. I made no disqualification. Do whatever the hell you want to do. There's no commission to worry about. There's no overhead to worry about. I'm the overhead. No disqualification. Do whatever you want to with this boy. If he thinks that he had a problem at Danger Zone, you're about to put that boy in the Danger Zone.
No DQ?
None.
Wild Thing. I don't think you know what you getting yourself into, son. No HR.
Bad business. Got a problem, reported to HR. Who's HR? This man right here, the one who's going to be sitting there watching you get your butt whooped, sitting back, drinking that big drink, doing his big thing, counting money because business is up and the haters are down. So let me just get into you real quick, Wild Thing. And it flusters me so much that I even use the word fluster. Listen. If you ever try to touch me again, I have something in my possession that will totally destroy your life. Your kids will look at you different. Your wife will probably leave you. Your wrestling career is over. The fans will turn on you. I'm telling you, never ever touch me. Because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have a job, you wouldn't be feeding your family, you wouldn't be watching this on that TV right now.
Hey, facts. Mess around and find out. Ain't gonna be no Thanksgiving, just like it was no Christmas last year.
So, meeting adjourned. Is there any personal messages y'all want to send out to anyone who thinks that they're on the opposite side of the crook line? Business?
September 17th, Columbia. Wild Thing. No DQ. Bad business.
You almost have to expect him to be there, unless he's ducking Wild Thing, and even Jordy.
I hope he's there. When everything goes, I can't wait to see it.
But speaking of Michael White, we saw what he had to say. He had Thaddeus on his right, he had Bad Business on his left, and he let the Pro Wrestling 225 family in on a bit of a secret, it seems. Michael White apparently has something. He knows something about Wild Thing that could bring his career and his personal life tumbling down.
You know, and I just can't quite wrap my head around this one. Like, Michael White, we've said it 1,000 times, so smart. One of the smartest guys in professional wrestling. And so, is this just another mind game that he's playing to try and distract Wild Thing? Or does he actually know something that we don't know?
Is this something real? Is this something that Michael White has that is legitimate, that really could shake Wild Thing to his core?
I don't know what to think about it.
What's your mindset if you're Wild Thing walking into this match, knowing what Michael White has said and knowing you're stepping into the ring in a no disqualification match against a very, very dangerous Bad Business?
You have to eliminate all of the distractions, all of the noise, absolutely dumb it out. Because this is a dangerous match. Make no mistake, Wild Thing knows firsthand how dangerous Bad Business is. And he's only going to be amplified with the stipulation. So you've got to shut it all out and focus on the man across from the ring from you.
It is going to be an incredible night in Columbia, Mississippi. This Saturday night, pick show at 4:15. The tickets start at just $10. Doors open at 5. Show starts at 6. We've got our heavyweight champion in tag team action perhaps, but who is his partner going to be? Christian Blake is in singles action against Wes Warren, and of course, that no disqualification match, Wild Thing and Bad Business. I know one thing is for sure, when these elements clash in Columbia, Mississippi this Saturday night, it's going to be explosive, and we cannot wait to see you there.